The Munsters was a brilliant sitcom that followed a family of gentle monsters in their everyday lives. It was the brainchild of Allan and Chris Hayward. What made the show a massive success was the Munsters cast. They were an ensemble of talented actors with backgrounds in film, TV, stage, and radio. Sadly, the main Munsters cast members have now left us. Their lives and hard work can serve as an inspiration for many inspiring actors and actresses. Let's look back at their incredible lives and careers. Fred Gwynne. Frederick Hubbard Gwynne was born July 10, 1926, in New York. He studied at the prestigious Groton School in Massachusetts. Upon graduating, he served as a radio man on a submarine chaser during the Second World War. He later attended Harvard, where he studied art and was a cartoonist for the Harvard Lampoon. He was also part of an a cappella group called the Harvard Crocodillos. But he got bitten by the acting bug when he joined the Hasty Pudding theatricals at Harvard. It was here he realized he had to pursue a career in it. He worked as a copywriter in New York City and pursued acting on the side. He acted in plays and found occasional film work, most notably as Slim in the classic film On the Waterfront. His TV work began with roles in The Phil Silvers Show and Car 54, Where Are You? Being cast as Herman Munster in The Munsters gave him his big break. For many fans, this was the role Fred Gwynne would be most remembered for. It was one he truly cherished. Apart from his work in TV, he continued to have a remarkable career in cinema following The Munsters. His notable film work included roles in The Cotton Club, Fatal Attraction, Pet Sematary, and Shadows and Fog. His final role was also one of his most famous roles, as Judge Chamberlain Haller in My Cousin Vinny. Fred Gwynne died due to complications from pancreatic cancer on July 2, 1993, 8 days before his 67th birthday. Before we tell you more about how each Munsters cast member died, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more. YVONNE DeCarlo. Herman Munster's wife was Lily, who was played by veteran actress YVONNE DeCarlo. She was born in Vancouver, Canada in 1922. She began her career in her teens when she wrote short plays. Some of them were then performed at her local theater. YVONNE's mother wanted her to pursue a career in showbiz and encouraged her to pursue acting. She moved to Hollywood and began her career in modeling and dancing. By the early 40s, she began working regularly in film. Her early film roles included work in Road to Morocco, Let's Face It, Salute for Three, and Standing Room Only. By the late 40s, she had appeared in films like Salome, Where She Danced, and Song of Scheherazade, which made her a huge star. It was then in the mid-60s when she was cast as Lily Munster. She loved her work on the show, and it helped introduce her to a new generation of fans who weren't familiar with her film career. She continued to work primarily in films after the show ended. She passed away from heart failure in 2007 at age 84. Al Lewis. Al Lewis was born on April 30, 1923 in Manhattan. He began his acting career working on stage, performing in burlesque and vaudeville theater. He also began working in radio. He began his TV career in the 50s, notably appearing in the shows Decoy and The Phil Silvers Show, the latter of which also co-starred future Munsters co-star Fred Gwynne. He and Fred Gwynne also later acted in Car 54, Where Are You? But it was when he was cast as Grandpa Munster that his career took off. Following his work on The Munsters, he continued to work regularly in TV and film. His roles included work in films such as They Shoot Horses, Don't They?, They Might Be Giant, and Married to the Mob. He loved his character of Grandpa Munster and would happily appear as the character in other works. He was a regular guest on The Howard Stern Show, appearing on the radio show in the late 80s. During this time, he was also the host of Super Scary Saturday, in which he would wear his Grandpa Munster outfit. He also ran as a Green Party candidate for the governor of New York, but he lost. He also later unsuccessfully tried to run for Senate. Al Lewis died in 2006 of natural causes. He was 82. Beverly Owen. Beverly Owen played the original role of Marilyn Munster before being replaced by Pat Priest. She was born in 1937 in Ottumwa, Iowa. She began her acting career in the mid-50s, working in many popular TV shows. Her work included roles on As the World Turns, The Doctors, The Virginian, Wagon Train, and Another World. Her first film role was in the 1964 Western Bullet for a Bad Man. She was then cast as Marilyn Munster in The Munsters and appeared in the show for 13 episodes. She later continued her TV career in the 70s before stopping to raise a family. She pursued a master's degree in early American history. She died February 21, 2019 from ovarian cancer. She was 81. Mel Blanc. The man of 1,000 voices, Mel Blanc was born May 30, 1908. If you're a fan of any cartoon, you'll probably recognize him as the voice of such varied characters as Bugs Bunny to Barney Rubble. He was also one of the voices of the Raven and the Munsters. Mel Blanc began his career working in radio at age 19. He soon showed everyone he had an incredible talent for different voices. This made him a regular on popular radio shows and TV shows. Once animation became popular during Hollywood's golden age, his career really took off. He worked for many Warner Brothers animations and became one of America's most popular voice actors, a title he still holds today. He died in 1989 at the age of 81 from emphysema and coronary artery disease. Bob Hastings. Bob Hastings was born April 18, 1925 in New York. He began his show business career as a child. He was a singer on the popular radio series National Barn Dance. After serving in the U.S. Army Air Corps during the Second World War, he resumed his show business career. He played Archie Andrews in a radio series based on the popular Archie's comic series. In the 60s, he began his television career, appearing on shows like Green Acres, Window on Main Street, and Hogan's Heroes. He also played the voice of the Raven on the Munsters along with Mel Blanc. His other voiceover work included roles in The New Adventures of Superboy, Clue Club, Batman the Animated Series, and Superman the Animated Series. He died in 2014 at age 89 from prostate cancer. Let's catch up with Pat Priest and Butch Patrick. From the main Munsters cast, Pat Priest and Butch Patrick are the surviving members. Pat Priest took over the role of Marilyn Munster from Beverly Owen. She was born in 1936 in Bountiful, Utah. She began her career working in local stage productions and appearing as a singer and actress on local TV. But her role as Marilyn Munster catapulted her to fame. In the 1966 feature film Munster Go Home, many fans were upset Debbie Watson replaced her as Marilyn. She was clearly the favorite for the role. She later acted in films like Looking for Love, Easy Come, Easy Go, and Some Call It Loving. She retired from acting in the 80s, but still takes time to appear at conventions to discuss the Munsters. The same can be said for Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster. He was born in 1953, and his acting career began when he appeared in the film Two Little Bears in 1961. He played bit parts on TV shows including My Favorite Martian, Mr. Ed, and The Real McCoys, but he became a household name when he was cast as Eddie Munster. He reprised this role later in the film Munster Go Home. He continued to act occasionally on TV throughout the 60s and 70s before leaving show business in 1975. Since then, he's occasionally made cameos on TV shows as himself and is happy to discuss his time working on the show. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think a show like the Munsters would work today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.